Yeah, I've been trying to figure out why all content creators and YouTubers have this affinity for coffee. It's because we don't sleep. Trick is having water though. Make sure you get water. Hi, I'm Dan of North Brothers Films, and hello, my name is Dan. Welcome back, my name is Dan. Wow, I need more coffee. You stay here now. That's where you stay. Welcome back, my name is Dan of North Brothers Films, and today we're doing a dark and moody tutorial. The photo we're going to be doing today is of my significant other. I think this is a good base for a dark and moody edit. So let's dive in. Typically when I start editing a photo, I hit the auto tone button. Now you can see that this is the opposite direction of a dark and moody photo. So I'm going to reset and jump over to the HSL slider. I'm going to start dialing in my greens and yellows first. Y'all know how I like doing that. I should have got more sleep. So the first thing I'm going to do is start pushing my greens over towards the seafoam green. Let's call it that. I think that works. And I'm going to pull the saturation down and the luminance. I'm going to pull that back as well. I'm going to do the same thing with the yellows. Also, I'm going to be pulling the blue down of her shirt. I'm gonna knock the blue over towards the teal. I think that looks good. Now let's jump over to the tone curve. I think they call it a 7-point curve, but I only ever use 6 points, sometimes 5, breaking all the rules. Using the different channels within the tone curve, it's a really easy way to get a dark and moody vibe. If you have a 4 shot just like this, and you have a color sitting on top like blue, it'll feel a little out of place. So I'm gonna try to push the greens just a little bit more to make it feel like it fits some sort of theme. Now, another way we can add greens in once I get the colors balanced within the tone curve, I can jump over here and just use the tint slider and start creeping it over towards the green side, just like that. Now I'm gonna start tweaking my vibrance. I'll bring the vibrance up just a little bit, and I'll bring the saturation down just a smidge. Okay, now let's jump over to the calibration. I'm gonna start pushing the greens over towards seafoam green again. I'm gonna start pulling the saturation out of the blues a little bit. I want it to feel cold, but I also want it to feel like it's just rained in the forest. I don't know how else I should describe that. That's what I'm shooting for. So let's do a quick before and after. Now I'm gonna start messing with the brush tool. What I'm gonna use the brush tool for is to pull out some of the detail in her eyes. Another useful tool is using the auto mask. Now what that does is anything that is in the crosshairs, in the Damon, it's what's being targeted. As an example, if I wanted to do the whites of her eyes, you can see that it's not really stepping outside. It's only targeting things that are similar to what's in the crosshairs. This is a really dark shot, and I want the whites to pop out a little bit more. I might even push it towards the unnatural side, but hell, we're here to have fun, right? I'm gonna hit O to reveal our area. So I'm actually gonna switch from eyes to teeth whitening. And what that's gonna do, take out a bit of the saturation. It's gonna bring the brightness up a tiny bit. Let's back out. You see that they're popping just a little bit more. It's subtle, but it helps. So now that we've brightened up the whites of her eyes, we're gonna tackle the iris next. So Iris Enhance is a preset that already comes with Lightroom. You can use it as a base to kind of start. Eyeball number 2. Now if you find that you're not seeing enough of a change just from a first couple of passes, what you can do is check the flow. You can bring that up and you can see that it'll start pulling out even more. Whew, look at that starting to pop. And pressing O will show you what you're targeting, or just hovering over the node itself. I went a little hard, so I'm gonna dial this back a tiny bit. Also, I created my own preset called Eyes. So it's got all the settings that I like, and you can take a look at that on the right side there. I want to bring the brightness of the irises up just a bit. On my preset, I have the clarity and the texture brought up because I want to see a lot of the detail within the iris. Might as well go ahead and boost the saturation so we can get a more robust color coming out of the eyes. So what I'm going to do is just knock it a tiny bit over into the blues. I also want to add a bit of green into the eyes, just to pull out the colors that are already naturally occurring. Awesome. So we're not done with the brush tool yet. The other thing we're going to do is just brighten up this area. And what I'm going to use is my facelift preset. which again boosts the exposure, the shadows, a little bit of the blacks are going to be pulled back, and we pull back the texture and raise the clarity a bit. Bringing down the texture and the clarity is a way of smoothing out the skin, which is what we're going to hit next. But first, I'm going to use the spot removal tool, clean up this rogue hair that's right there. A neat trick, so you don't have to try to gingerly follow where this hair is. You can click one spot and then hold Shift, and then click another spot and it'll draw a line between the two. So that's what I did for this. Hair is gone. Let's take a big old before and after here. That's not looking too bad. I do want to brighten the rest of her face up just a tiny bit. Now, I know that a lot of the color in her face is within the orange spectrum, so I'm just gonna jump over to the HSL slider and go to the orange section and bring up the luminance just a bit. And we'll see her skin start to brighten up. Another before and after. Awesome. I might call this done. These tutorials are fun. They're weird. I feel like I talk here a lot and I'm trying to... What do you think? If you like it, feel free to use any of these techniques. I learned them from watching people like Peter McKinnon, Matty Apoya, Chris Howe, Becky and Chris. Those guys are my heroes. Thanks for stopping by the channel and checking out this tutorial. We have new videos every week. If you're interested in anything like that, hit the subscribe, the like, the bell. You know, when I first started on YouTube, if you hit subscribe, you got emails right away. But apparently they got this whole new bell thing that you gotta click. You hit that little bell and it sends you a notification when we upload something. It's just a way for you and I to stay in touch. You know? You know? Been working on this trick for Peter McKinnon. Hope you like it, pal.